Hi guys. After filming vlog 63 out and about with the drone, I went out in the evening to Margate High Street to a art event that had been all week, and I went out a couple of days later. Now these videos I made, I didn't have room to put them in that vlog itself because that vlog was sort of packed with information anyway, so I've sort of saved them for this one, add a little bit extra in it, and that's what you're going to see here. So basically Margaret had this sort of now event, which was an art event that was going on for the whole week. I missed out on most of it because I didn't find out about it to the end of the week. I saw a post on Facebook for a event at the old Woolworths building in Margate, so I went along and had a look. Okay, so I'm going for a nice walk today on Margate High Street at night. It's coming up to 8 o'clock and there's a sort of an art event happening in the old Woolworths building, which is unusual. Don't quite know what it's all about, so we'll have a look. Not quite sure what to make of it. It's teenagers that have done some coding on PCs and uploaded this sort of artwork, moving art, light images. It's very good for them to learn, good for them to get out and do something, but I don't know if it's for me or not. Now that wasn't overly quite the sort of thing I was expecting it to be. I don't really know what I was expecting it to be fair. It was different and it was unusual and something I suppose I had to go and have a look at. I do think there was a lot more people there for the free beer, because there's free beer on offer. And they didn't seem to be that interested in what was actually going on the walls. A lot of people there just, oh, it's beer and let's meet up because we're out and about. It's sort of these people gatherings or whatever. So I didn't really feel like I fitted into that as such. So I wasn't there for very long at all. Walked on up to KFC, walked past the old Marks and Spencer's building, which had a crowd of people outside. They were taking pictures of supposedly some artist, I don't know who it was, a guy in a beard, dressed in a wedding dress, standing in the window. Again, not really my thing, I don't know who it was, but it was apparently somebody famous or some artist because all these people knew who it was. So the next time I went out was to another event, part of the same deal. This time it was to the seafront on the steps, and it was all to do with the moon and astronomy. Okay, so I'm back in Margate. It's another night, it's Saturday night in fact. There's a Margate event as part of this art week. There's a telescope over on the steps. It says take a picture of the moon and put it onto a Polaroid. Who knows what that's about, but we'll go and have a look, shall we? Okay, so a typical night. It's noisy out, there's people's alarms going on. It's just basically a bunch of astronomers taking pictures of the moon. They had with them a Polaroid adapter from a mobile phone. So you put your mobile phone on top, and then you got your picture printed as a Polaroid instantly. According to them, it's one of the only ones in Europe at the moment. So apparently quite a rare beast indeed. Clever little idea. It looked more like a bellows. You just put your mobile phone on top, press a button, and poof, out you get a Polaroid picture in a matter of sort of 30 seconds or so, I suppose. So you use the tripod, put your mobile phone's lens over the telescope, take a picture, and then you print a picture of the moon on your mobile phone. So it's very clever. Again, it's part of all this Margate Art Week Now event. And just something different, something quite unique to get out to in the evenings, and something you don't often see around here. So the stuff I got out to do in the evenings, and that was stuff I did before we went to Horsham on the Sunday, but I said he's putting into this video now. Now the one thing I'll find about that footage and that film unfortunately was that filming it with the camera, it was too dark at night, and the camera's aperture on this lens is 3.5. So it wasn't low enough to go down and get a decent enough film, which was a shame for film. I took a couple of photos. To be honest with you, the best photo came out on the phone rather than on the camera, so the camera one was a little bit of a shake to it. I could have done with the light on the camera, and of course I've got the Lume Cube. So there's their way of getting this connected to the camera. Well, Lume Cube themselves do sell a mount from, this has got a tripod mount on the bottom of the Lume Cube, and your average camera's got a flash mount. Now Lume Cubes sell a contraption which is sort of similarly the opposite of this, very similar to this but a lot smaller, which is basically an adapter like this which goes from a hot shoe to a tripod mount. And you stick the hot shoe, tripod mount, and it goes on for your Lume Cube. This is the opposite way around. This is something my dad used to have many years ago, and this is the opposite way of a tripod mount to a hot shoe. So this is for when you're using a remote flash. But it's no good for the Lume Cube. The Lume Cube needs a tripod mount onto a hot shoe. Lume Cubes sell that mount for about £28. It's quite a small thing. It has Lume Cube on the front, and it's got a very slight adjustment to the head. But it's nothing special. And £28 seems to me to be rather expensive. I went on eBay, as you do, and today it's just come to the post. It's a third-party version. The same thing. It's not specifically for a Lume Cube, but that's the whole thing. If you're looking for a product for something like that, look at the alternatives, see what other people do. So this is basically the same idea. So the Lume Cube connects to this little arm. This has got an adjuster at the side, so it's got a ball to adjust it height-wise, and this has got a hot shoe fitting. So the idea here is I've got the Lume Cube on top of the camera, which I can use then to light scenes. So this is going to be ideal for video, and that's why I got this adapter. But this one, as opposed to the Lume Cube one, I said the Lume Cube one was about £28, had the word Lume Cube on the front. This one was £1.67 and doesn't say anything on it. But hey, for that price, who cares? Strangely enough, the other advantage of the cheaper version, it's not branded. It's actually better because it's also got a tripod mount at the bottom on the hot shoe. So this can also go onto the top of a tripod and give you the extra articulation for the Lume Cube. Because I use a very cheap three-legged little tripod, little one of them pocket ones from the pound shop. I don't get any movement in it normally. This thing will allow me to adjust and move the Lume Cube on the tripod as well as on a hot shoe. So it's actually a very versatile little mount, and as I said, less than a couple of pounds. It's, you know, brilliant. I think it's a fantastic thing. The drone footage I got from Vlog 63 was really useful actually. I was quite impressed, and I couldn't remember quite how good the Phantom's images are. The colouring and the sharpness on the Phantom's camera is very good. I've been out with the Spark recently and done a bit more footage with that as well. But the Phantom does give you a better image quality. It's more expensive and older drone than the Spark. Spark's more of a consumer pocket type drone, but the Spark doesn't give you quite the image. The Spark will film up to 1080, whereas the Phantom 3 Advanced will film up to 2.7K. Unfortunately, my computer at the moment isn't capable of editing or showing that, so it has to be 1080p for me. But the image quality still is that bit sharper and that bit's better. So I think I'm probably going to get the Phantom out a bit more often now and do a bit more footage with it, especially if I've got anything specific to film. I will do that. I've got the next 2 weeks coming up off. I will get out and take the drones and the cameras out with all my attachments and bits and bobs. I'm forever still looking for lenses and things like that to take with me and to buy. So I will get out with the bits and get some footage, but I'll use the Phantom, I think, for some of the more important footage. For the low-down footage and some of the stills and maybe some of the in and out of certain areas, I will use the Spark, because the Spark's still got better flight controls. You've got the automated flight with the avoidance, you've got the tap to fly functions, follow me functions, and of course the tripod mode, which I haven't played with tripod mode, so I'm going to have to have a go at tripod mode and see how that turns out, because that's going to allow you to fly very low and into things, or, you know, into like buildings and things like that is the idea. So I'll have to see how that works. And I said I've got the time to do it, so me and Cuddles will go out and we'll do some footage and see what we get up to. And just for the sake of test purposes, this is with the Lume Cube on its lowest setting, facing directly at me. It is a bit blinding if I look at the thing, to be honest with you. It's also so annoying now that I have to wear glasses of some sort to see my phone, to read text and stuff on Facebook. But I only need them for reading, and I don't need glasses for anything else other than short-sighted, you know, for reading. I have my eye test, as I said previously in a video, but doing this is what we spend most of our time doing, so I have got various pairs of glasses lying around the house so I can find them and pick them up without having to go hunting for stuff. I keep a couple of pairs in the car, and I've probably got a couple of pairs at work as well. It's a real nightmare.